Hey, this is Nuno from Automated Marketer, and today we're going to show you how to create a team calendar inside of FG Funnels. This is for when you have multiple individuals in your team and you're going to want to add them to one calendar, that like a sales calendar or an onboarding calendar and so forth. So the first thing that we're going to do is create a group. You're going to go over to the left-hand side and you're going to go over to settings. In settings, you're going to go over to calendars. In calendars, you're going to come in here. Once you're in here, the first thing you do is going to create a group. This is going to be the sales group, so I'm going to create a group first. And this is going to be, let's just say sales team. All right. I'm just going to type in grab my Zap sales team. This is going to be your, and we're not going to call it sales team because then other people will see this, like your widget groups. People will actually see the things that you put in here. So I'm just going to put in grab my Zaps GMZ team. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and hit create. Okay, cool. So now I got the sales team. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to calendars. And I'm going to go ahead and create my calendar. This time around, because I'm not doing a single calendar, I'm going to do a round robin. I'm going to go ahead and hit select. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the different users. So for instance, I got 3 versions of me, and that's what we're going to do now. I can connect Zoom or whatever they have. For instance, if I want to do that Zoom link, I would just grab my Zoom link from wherever and then come in here, add a secondary user. Come in here, same thing. And now I have 2 different users. Obviously it's me, but in your case, it would be whatever user would have there. Now remember, now if they're a brand new user, you're gonna wanna make sure that they go in and they do the integration part first, because that's gonna be really important in order for them to kind of get this really right here. This is just gonna be, let's say, you don't wanna say sales team, right? So you're gonna be discovery call again, but this time we're gonna put a little discovery call. Well, we're just going to put the title in front of it, right? Because now it's a team GMZ discovery call, all right? Because that's probably what it's going to be used for. And then I'll use the same GMZ discovery. Okay, and come over here and then do the same thing. Just copy and paste the name. Boom. All right, let's just kind of go over this real quick and kind of go back up here again after we did this. What I want to make sure I do is that I'm setting the priorities that are relevant to this individual. So make believe Nuno M. Tavares sells much better than Nuno Tavares. I'm going to make sure he's always being put on a high priority, meaning if there is a choice between both, that Nuno M. Tavares would get the choice versus Nuno. If you don't care and you want to make sure it's equal, you could do for equal distribution, and then there is no high or low. It just goes to whoever is got the next appointment in equal. I always put optimize for availability. If I want it to be equal distribution, I just set it to medium priority because like that, it just makes it a very clean flow on how to do that. So that's how these work. And if you have 3 users and they're all medium priority, that's exactly, and then one is not higher than the other, that's how it's going to flow when you move it forward. Here, again, then we just go back and we fill in all these gaps like we did before. I'm going to go discovery, call, boom. This will make these red, and I'm going to go ahead and hit save and continue. And I'm going to come in here. The appointment slot settings are going to be 30 minutes, appointments per slot. And again, maximum number of appointments per slot for the user. So since it goes per user, it's still going to be 1. And then minimum scheduling notice, 6. Make sure you switch it to hours. And then I literally leave everything out and the same. These are going to be the office hours for, the entire office. So if these people are working different shifts and some in the morning all the way to like, let's say midnight, you would just change to whatever the availability is of everyone. So I would come in here, I would hit 8 a.m. to 12 a.m. just to give you an idea, or even probably move it over to 6. Maybe we have people in the East Coast and some in the West Coast, and I want it open availability everywhere. So let me just change that to 6. Now, it will still go off the availability they sent in their individual profile, but this way it opens up the entire calendar to have any of these slots open based on their personal availability. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And here, if you wanted to fill out a form, it would be the same. If you wanted the acknowledgement email to go out to the assigned user, the contact or the email, you can do that. If not, then what you're going to do is you're just going to go ahead and uncheck all these and you're going to let your automation do the rest. And this is just the acknowledgement email, nothing else. All right, and I'm going to come in here. Everything else stays the same. Again, you can add a code to it. And then I would come in here and just get rid of that. Go ahead and hit complete. And now it's set. Now notice it's not in a calendar. I'm going to hit the 3 little dots. I'm going to move to a group and I'm going to move it over to the sales team. All right. I know that the link will change, but I haven't set up the link yet officially. So it's okay to do that now. If this is already active and you're making it a group calendar and you add people into groups, then we would have to take this and we would have to, just update the links inside the web pages and an embed links if you had them out there. Now, and that's pretty much it. So that's how you create a group calendar. Now, remember, each staff member is going to have to go in and update their profile in order for this to be synced. So if they're like, oh, I can't see my calendars, they have to go into their individual profile and they're going to have to come in here and sync their calendars. Now, you can do it from my staff also, but if they haven't integrated the calendar, you're not going to be able to see it. So if you come in here and you go right to the calendar area, which is user calendar configuration. Notice if I don't have a calendar configured, it's not going to have the choice for me to adjust and make any things on the calendar. Now, for instance, on this one, I do have a calendar configuration, and you see, and here I can edit for conflicts and make sure that the syncing is right. If they are experiencing syncing issues also, then what you can do is go in and have them resync and disconnect and reconnect their calendar and resync again. And they would just have to follow that again if they're seeing any kind of weird connection issues. So hopefully that helps, and we'll see you in the next one.